Hey, it's Catherine McNulty here, and I just want to take a moment and give you a little bit of inspiration if you're grieving, because man, grief is hard. And the one thing that I say all of the time is that you should not grieve alone. No one should grieve alone. And when I get comments of people saying how alone they feel in their grief, it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart in a big way. And it takes me back to the moments when I was deep in grief. And I remember looking at my phone and trying to think of like who I could call and not knowing who to call. Not because I didn't necessarily have anybody to call, but I felt like that sometimes because I felt like I didn't want to burden people with what was on my mind, burden people with what was on my heart. And yet at the same time, I was feeling so lonely in my grief and wanted to be able to talk about what was going on. And I didn't always have that. So that's the loneliness that I talk about when I say do not grieve alone, because it's hard to do even with support, right? And then when I think of people doing it on their own, like I said, it breaks my heart. And so if that's you, I'm creating this video for you today because I want you to know that you're not alone, that I am here at a minimum. And you can email me at griefinspired@gmail.com. And I want to remind you what Grief Inspired is, and that the tenets of it, that the basic principles of Grief Inspired is that you don't have to do this alone. And that you can get through this. And I think that I keep trying to create tools like this grief journal to help you work through your grief. But I think that something that I have learned is that working through your grief can be a lesson in learning to love yourself again, and a lesson in learning to look within and to seeing what you need. And so if you are feeling alone, if you are needing support, I want you to reach out. But at the same time, I want you to remember that, like the quote that I have on my wall here, is that the answers that you need are within you. And so it's about looking within. So as much as I can try to do for all of you in externally, where you're reaching out externally by way of videos and things to help teach you what your grief is all about, healing from grief has a lot to do with internal work and looking within and trying to understand what's most important to you, and what are you going to make it mean, and are you going to be at that decision where you let your grief overtake you, or are you going to make the decision to choose something different? And once you make that decision to choose something different, well, if you just keep looking, you'll figure it out. The tools that I create, the videos that I create, are designed to help you and to push you forward. But the answers to most of what you need are within you, and I want to remind you of that. I want to remind you that there is hope. I want to remind you that you can get through this, that if today is a particularly challenging day, know that this level of the grief that you are experiencing, this level of grief is only here for a season, and it's not going to feel this way forever. I want to remind you that there is light beyond the darkness that you feel. That there is sunshine behind the clouds that are seemingly over your head today and weighing you down. I want to remind you that you can get through this, and that there are gifts of grief. And when I say gifts of grief, what do I mean? Well, There are things that will happen that will come out of your grief that will be gifts. Maybe you'll meet people that you otherwise haven't met. Maybe you will learn more about yourself that you otherwise wouldn't have known. For me, so many things have changed, right? I changed my career in many ways. I changed my marriage by ending it. I changed a lot of the friends that I had in my life. The people I'm meeting now are different levels of people, and it's all because of things that I needed to do to keep me going and to make me grow. My grief made me grow. And as sad as it is that I've lost my son and that he's not here, he gave me an immense gift. And I am reminded of that with every message that I get from you guys, every video that I create, every person who says that this grief journal of has helped them. That all came from Jackson Robert, my baby boy. And the person that you love is just as important to you as Jackson was to me, the person that you're missing. And so the growth that you are experiencing, the changes that you are experiencing, the things that you will value differently are because of that person. And they have impacted you in a very, very significant way. And don't underestimate that. And that is powerful. It is powerful. And it should give you hope. And it should give you inspiration to keep on living, because now it's your job to live with what they have taught you and to share with the rest of the world what you are learning out of your grief. And however that looks, it may be just telling a friend, it may be shouting it from the rooftops, it may be doing a YouTube video, it may be from doing what I do. It doesn't matter how much or what extent it is. The fact is that you are changed. Your grief has changed you. That there is hope and you're going to be okay. And that this is a season and you're going to be okay. I just want to keep telling you, you're going to be okay and you're not alone. And so this message is for you today. And if you're really lost and you're really hurting and you need somebody to talk to, reach out, because I'm here. And I'll do what I can to help you the best I can. So I hope that helps you today. That was just my little off-the-cuff motivational speech for you. And your comments really touch me, so keep those comments going. They help me be better. And in many ways, you are a gift of my grief. Wrap your head around that for a while. But the point is I'm glad that you've come into my world, even if it's just over video. For those of you that I've talked to on the phone, those of you that I've emailed, those of you that I've talked to in the comments, it means so very much. And you matter. You matter. And so thank you. I'm thanking you today. So do not grieve alone. Reach out to me. Let me know how I can help. Just let me know. I'm here for you. You're not on your own. You don't have to do this alone anymore. Bye for now.